hear the rain hitting.
Hey, everybody. We are finally live. Mama Tribe Presents here. We are presenting the San Diego International Day to Normalize Breastfeeding, the San Diego event. Let me bring up Oji Mamacita. She's on the scene there. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Oji?
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon. We're live in La Jolla. How are you today?
Yay, I'm doing great. Actually, let me see. I'm going to bring up the Q&A just in case there's anybody who's watching us live, wants to comment, or has a question. So if you are watching us live, please hit that Q&A tab and we will try to get your question answered or put your comment up. And you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on at the event right now?
Sure. Well, first of all, it's raining in San Diego. So we know that the apocalypse is upon us because it is raining in San Diego and we're here at Jolla Shores. I'm going to turn my phone around and just do a quick scan so you guys can see where we're at.
Awesome.
So there's our beautiful Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, this is La Jolla Shores Kellogg Park, everyone.
And we've got several people out here joining us today on this cold day.
Yeah.
To celebrate. And we are here to recognize and mark today as International Breastfeeding Normalization Day. San Diego has joined a long list of international cities. I myself, as well as MJ, have taken the oath and made the proclamation that we will continue to breastfeed our children. And you and I are doing what's called the full term breastfeeding. Your son just turned 4 today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my baby.
And my boy is 3.5 and we are still breastfeeding. So that is how we show our support. And I am very fortunate enough to have with me here Kendra. Can you say hi, Kendra?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
You don't hear her.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you because I only have one set of earbuds.
There we go.
Kendra, can you just tell us who you are and tell us why you're here?
I'm Kendra and I am a lactation educator. I am here because I support breastfeeding and I want everybody else to. I never knew there was issues with breastfeeding in public until I became a mom, and it was crazy to me. So I've made it my own personal goal to make it be normal.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate that very much. And so because of that, you decided to help Vanessa with today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. Did you have it? Go ahead, MJ.
I was just going to say that I think that's what this day is about, because I didn't realize either that there were issues with breastfeeding. I think a lot of people don't realize that there's so many issues, and it just is kind of ridiculous. And so we need a day to normalize it.
I think it's awesome. It's amazing. Most people, I don't think, really understand that there's like a public stigma, and when they hear that there is, they're either like, oh, that's crazy, or they're on the other side of the spectrum and like
they want you to cover up.
Right, they want you to cover, which is just not going to happen for a lot of moms and a lot of babies, and it shouldn't.
And if moms want to cover, then that's awesome, as long as they know that they're okay to breastfeed wherever they're allowed to be. But if they don't want to cover, then they shouldn't get shamed for it. I mean,
exactly. Cover if you'd like. Don't cover if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Preaching to the choir, sister.
Yes. And so the mayor made this day, June 27th. It's going to be a day forever in history.
Right.
And hopefully we will get the word out there and educate more and more as the years go on and throughout the year.
Yeah, I foresee next year being huge, a really huge event.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. So
thank you.
Now, how old is Kendra's baby?
Kendra, how old is your baby?
He's 17 months.
Cool.
Ooh, still itty bitty, yeah. Still going. He's nursing. He's somewhere. I saw him earlier. He's on the swings like every 17-month-old should be. he has parental supervision. Let me just say that in case anybody is wondering.
This
thank you,
Kellogg
Kendra.
Park is a nice park. It's got a beautiful view of the ocean, and then it's got the playground. It's a really awesome place in San Diego, most definitely.
It is. We're very lucky. And another reason we're very lucky is we happen to have the president of the San Diego Breastfeeding Coalition with us here. Hello, sir.
Hi.
And can you tell us your name, please?
Jim Murphy.
Jim, okay, I am going to hand this to you and we're going to try and figure this out together. How's that sound?
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. There we go.
I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm trying to fit us both in, but my arm isn't long enough. There we go. How's that?
Perfect.
We're a lot closer than you anticipated being with the
That's fine.
Close is good. So can you tell us a little bit about what it is you do and why today is so important to you?
Well, the San Diego County Breastfeeding Coalition was established back in 1995 for the purpose of educating our colleagues in the medical profession. I, as well, along with every other one in the coalition, had noted that most physicians are not prepared to support the breastfeeding mother and baby. Right. So we wanted them to at least have the knowledge necessary to tell the mothers and babies, or tell the mothers, how to care for the babies and what problems that commonly come up that have easy and simple solutions. So we've had the Academy of Pediatrics came out with a handbook on breastfeeding for physicians, and the second edition is now out. It's about half an inch thick, so and still has a wealth of information for physicians or nurse practitioners who are seeing patients to be able to know what to do to handle the common situations that come up. And we try to get everybody to know about LACTMED, LACTMED. You can Google that, and it can tell you about all the different medications that are available for mom and for baby. And it's interesting that physicians will tell mothers to stop taking amoxicillin because they're nursing, when in fact we just gave the baby amoxicillin for their earnings. Somehow it doesn't connect. Yes. So we're trying to educate our colleagues so that they will know exactly what to do.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I specialize in diagnosis and treatment of tongue ties and upper lip ties, and have a private practice, non-intentional nonprofit private practice that takes care of the moms in our areas that have difficulty with tongue ties and lip ties. And they typically have seen 1 to 3 practitioners previously to seeing me, and before we finally resolve the issue. Yeah. So it's more commonly recognized, but not as commonly treated effectively. So we're working to educate our colleagues in that as well.
Awesome.
So we can have physicians do that, the pediatricians, family practitioners. We can have midwives do that because they have credentials for surgical procedures.
Yeah.
We're working to get the information out there, and we're getting it out slowly, but it's taking time.
Well,
so,
as the mother of a tongue-tied baby, I appreciate all of your efforts.
Mine too. So mine was a lip tie. So,
so we have the Normalize breastfeeding as a title, but breastfeeding has always been the norm. It was the norm until people created formula. And so formula is your common way to feed baby, but it's not the normal way to feed the baby. The normal way is breastfeeding.
Right. Now, can I ask you, sir, the coalition, is this available as a extracurricular thing that physicians can do, or is this something that we're hoping that all physicians are getting the benefits of this coalition?
This is a nonprofit organization that is composed of physicians, lactation consultants. We've had some individual parents and others member of industry that have joined us to promote breastfeeding. So it's available for everybody to join.
Okay.
Physicians per se, we're trying to get them to join the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine, which is exclusively limited to dentists and physicians. Okay. So these are the people who most commonly deal with breastfeeding problems. We had unfortunately neglected our dental colleagues for a long time because we were thinking ENT when it came to problems in the mouth. And the dentist, one dentist asked me at a conference, why do you think dentist when you think mouth? Okay, because that's who takes care of the mouth.
Yes.
So why are you guys thinking ENT when you think mouth? You shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
The throat is back here. The mouth is up here. You want dentists. So now we have a huge number of dentists that are joining the International Affiliation of Tongue Tie Professionals, which is a group that was formed specifically to deal with tongue ties and lip ties. And they're a subset of our bigger Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine and section on breastfeeding of the American Academy of Pediatrics.
Yes, because a lot of moms actually get told really bad information about breastfeeding and tooth decay. So hopefully that education is being passed along to those dentists that are involved as well.
Not only that, but like when you get dental work, a lot of moms don't get dental work done because they think that it will conflict with their ability to continue breastfeeding. So
and dentists used to be telling them that, but the American Academy of Pediatric Dentists has now updated the policy. They're more breastfeeding friendly, and they realize that the benefits that the mother and baby are getting together from breastfeeding is much more important than what they thought was causing cavities. So they used to say stop breastfeeding at night when the teeth came in and stop breastfeeding altogether at 1 year, and now they've reversed their position. So they're on board with us, and now they're really colleagues with us. So things are getting better. We're struggling, but we're moving slowly, but we're pushing that boulder up the hill, and it's going up.
Well, that's good. And, you know, I was telling Em that one of the reasons I really appreciate today is that it'll give us a marker on the calendar so we can go back and look and see what steps we've gained or lost in the normalization movement. So I think it's great.
We are gaining. Slowly, but we're gaining.
Yes.
Thank you for being a part of that. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, sir.
Yay. Awesome.
Yay. Yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that was great. I mean, just awesome information. And I mean, I'm so glad that that's out there. I really didn't know exactly what that coalition did. So I'm glad that we got to interview him.
Yeah, I'm really glad too. And we'll have to speak further with him later on to make sure that we can continue to spread the word about the coalition, about its goals, and how they coincide with our mama tribe and with the majority of women who breastfeed. And unfortunately, so many women don't know about the support that exists out there, such as the Breastfeeding Coalition. So yeah, it's a great day for boobies and babies.
Yeah. Well, I just love too, you know, I don't know how many physicians out there know that, but maybe, you know, they'll come across our video and be able to understand that they actually have a way to get educated and support the moms that are coming in that are nursing. And I mean, that is a big breakthrough, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and I think that if we just continue to be overt and kind of fearless about it, then the new moms will hopefully have an easier time. You know, and I always make the analogy that I think breastfeeding in public is like a mini skirt or just a skirt. Some women like mini minis and they're completely fine with that, and others want a little bit longer. So breastfeeding in public, you do what you feel comfortable with. And
Exactly. We've always just supported, if you want to cover up, if that makes you feel comfortable, if you want to even use a whatever facility that you're given that, you know, you need to go away, if that makes you comfortable, then that's what you need to do. But if you want to be where you are, then you should feel comfortable to do that too.
You should absolutely be able to breastfeed wherever you like. Would you like to say something about why you're here today? Okay, hold on. I'm going to pass this over to you. Where do I put it? Put it in your ear. We'll share the mic. We'll get really close. So, what's your name?
Hello.
Leah.
Hi.
Leah, this is MJ.
Hi.
So, Leah, what are you doing here today? What brought you out to this?
We have almost reached our goal of nursing for 2 years. So we came out to celebrate.
Well, great. Well, we definitely appreciate See, oh, there's Mr. Cutie. So we definitely appreciate you coming out and showing your support and helping the movement. And did you ever think that you would be part of a movement with something like this?
Yes and no. Yes and no. As far as when I was pregnant, probably more so, but before that, I had never even considered it.
And was breastfeeding something you always knew you were going to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
That was easy.
That
It's
was
free.
the easy part. Yeah. I know.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
free and it's on tap, ready to go wherever
Yeah.
you are. Thank
It's
you, Leah.
You're very welcome.
Do you want to give a shout out to anyone in particular?
Just all moms.
sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
So I'm just gonna go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I don't know if a lot of people know. I found out not too long ago that one of the reasons why formula was so popular was that it was a status type thing. That the more money you made, you could show that through buying formula. And so the people who were lower status breastfed because they didn't have the money. But if you had the money, yeah, isn't that crazy?
I mean, that actually goes all the way back to Victorian era,
right?
To where women would have wet nurses because it was seen as being beneath them.
Right.
To feed their children themselves. So
yeah,
it's coming full circle. I think we're trying to get back into that proud of our anatomy.
And I think
have to be proud of our anatomy.
And I think just as women, like, and with mainstream out there, there's just, we see so much is pushed into our brains of what we should be doing. And, there's a feeling that us moms are getting these days and ages that we just don't feel like the norm is our way of doing it. And so not a lot of us actually get that unless we have somebody that is influencing us and giving us, that there's another way. So that's another reason why I love this day, is that it really is about educating and just getting the word out there that this is a problem and here's your options. And
and I think it's really interesting that it happened to be the day after marriage equality passed in the country, because I think it's a great example of how something that can be found as awkward or uncomfortable for some people can slowly make its way into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that everyone necessarily has to support it or agree with it, but at least the right is there.
Yeah.
The freedom to choose is there. And that's what is really lacking in a lot of states here in the United States as far as breastfeeding is concerned. We're lucky in California to where we have a civil code that gives us this right to anywhere where we can nurse our babies. And Miss Vanessa just arrived.
Woo!
So I'm hoping that she'll be able to free her hands and come join me. Yes. So her hands are full and her back has a baby. So
okay. Well, we, just in that aspect, actually, now I just lost my train of thought, but I was trying to cover you.
Gotcha. We were talking about mainstreaming the awkward.
Yeah, I think that it just is one of those things that we are just that's what I was going to say, with like you were talking about how gay marriage or just marriage to anybody who you want to marry is legal these days, and how funny that it happened, that our day to normalize breastfeeding happened right after that. And it's unfortunate that some of these issues have to involve government, was what I was gonna say. It's kind of fortunate and unfortunate. Unfortunate that we have to involve them, but fortunate when involving them does help. And like the mayor of San Diego has joined in to make June the 27th International Day to Normalize Breastfeeding. That's a step in the right direction. And as we're super stoked to know that marriage is recognized for any groups out there, no matter who you love. We hope that one day that breastfeeding will also be just a thing that is recognized as well as just a normal everyday thing, and moms don't have to worry and don't, it's hard enough to nurse a baby. To worry about outside influences and what other people think is really kind of an issue that we don't need to have. I was stalling. No worries. Yay!
MJ's talking. So look, Vanessa made it.
Yay! You've been all over the place. You flew in.
Gosh, it's crazy, and I've got my little guy with me. We're finally reunited.
Yay!
Oh, I don't want to be licensing for that, so never mind.
So funny.
So Vanessa, welcome to your own event.
I know, right? Got stuck up in the hills of La Jolla. Our GPS was not trying to pick it up, but I'm glad to be here.
Google can be finicky, so
definitely.
We already got to speak to the president of the San Diego Breastfeeding Coalition.
Awesome.
So, yay! And we got to speak to Leah, one of the mamas that is here. So can you tell us and our viewers a little bit about what it is that prompted you to do this and expend all of this effort and energy and time?
We started out trying to come up with ideas of how we could fundraise for the meetup tour. And one of the major ideas was a t-shirt. And so I started coming up with ideas, and I thought, taking a pledge is kind of popular right now. Let's try some type of a pledge. And I thought, well, if we want to make things normal, we should pledge to make things normal. And so in that pledge, I incorporated, being able to nurse or pump whenever necessary. Mm-hmm. And then also to being able to nourish our children with breast milk, no matter the age of the child.
Yes.
And so that's something that was the source. Yeah. And that's where the nursing pumping came in, because I feel like the type of milk delivery actually is a big part of it. Nursing, pumping, and donor milk, it all needs to be normal, and it is normal. And so we just need to kind of push that forward. So it was really beneficial to be able to put that into the pledge. And then as I started creating this pledge and people started joining the event, they started telling me, oh, well, what if I'm not nursing? And I said, oh, yeah. So we created one that was for supporters. Mm-hmm. And the support one is really multi-purpose. It can be for dads. It can also be for friends and family, but it can also be for organizations, businesses, community representatives, practitioners. The support really, really extends to the breastfeeding community. And so it's really, it's been kind of awesome to put that all into place and then put it onto a t-shirt where people can take that pledge physically and be able to wear that shirt. And I get so many people telling me, I'm stopped on the street and people want to read my shirt, and when they read it, they totally agree. So it's going even further than the shirt itself, and people are being engaged by the words, and so it's been pretty awesome to see the turnaround with that.
Yeah.
So for people that hang on, and so for people that don't have access to the shirts or are waiting for their shirts or can't make it to events like today, how can everyday person in their everyday life show support in normalizing breastfeeding?
I mean, it's very simple. We have these shirts also in the form of a meme, which actually it started that way, and then people liked it so much we made it into a shirt. So basically they can take the meme and just share it. They can make it as their profile picture. We've asked everyone to do it as their profile picture just for today. So whether you're nursing or whether you're pumping or whether you're just supporting, that's totally fine. You can take that meme and make it as your Facebook profile or Instagram, whichever social media you prefer. They can also do things like joining our group just to show appreciation. They can make a status post about it on the event wall, just so that people in their friend circle can also see that they're normalizing breastfeeding with us.
And you talked about businesses too. So businesses, is normalizingbreastfeeding.org reaching out to businesses to put up like decals in their businesses to show support?
So we actually have received some decals from San Diego County Breastfeeding Coalition. They've been very gracious to donate decals for us to reach out to the community.
Yeah.
And so we have actually gone out and done outreach in the community. We do have some businesses that did participate. However, I don't have a list of them at the moment.
Yeah.
I wish I had it in front of me. My phone just died. So, but yeah, we've had, I mean, there were a couple of no's, and it wasn't primarily because they didn't want to support. It was that either they weren't the person who could make that decision, or they don't put stickers in their window, or, you know, this and that. And so it wasn't necessarily that people didn't want to support it. It was just they couldn't make that decision for us.
Gotcha. Well, it's an awesome thing that, you know, hopefully more businesses will get on this train to have these decals up, and, you know, the right person, we can talk to the right person, because just, you know, if we can get businesses to start, you know, that support and get the education in there for their employees, then that will help, because there's a lot of instances where women are getting harassed or shamed in their business, and when they're out at a business. So so I love it. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
We definitely wanted to push forward businesses taking the pledge. It was just too late in the game. We tried to kind of get the word out to a few. Actually, I tried to reach out personally to some of the businesses who had been receiving bad press. I was like, hey, you can turn this around.
Yeah.
You can take the pledge to normalize breastfeeding, and you can make a difference by talking to that community and engaging them in a positive way instead of a negative one. And then what I also did was I reached out. I don't know if you guys heard about that. I think it was a tea shop in Australia. Yes. I reached out to them. I was like, hey, you guys need to definitely, you guys are awesome. It's awesome that you stood up for that mama. They basically told the guy who tried to complain about her, you need to kick rocks.
Good.
Here, we're not going to serve you because you're not treating this mama right, and she has the right to breastfeed her baby. So I thought that was awesome, and I totally commended them for that, and I asked them to definitely be a part. Not everybody had time to get the co-host stuff together. It's kind of tedious, but it just makes it easier on my end to process everything really, really quickly.
Oh gosh, you've been working so hard. You better pat yourself on the back. Well, I'm giving you a virtual pat.
Patting me. He's patting me. Yeah.
I'll pat that little baby. Yeah, I mean, you're doing all these hangouts, and you're reaching, you know, you're going across the United States there, reaching everybody. So, you know, you're doing an awesome job, Mama. I mean,
it's really gone worldwide. I mean, that's the thing about it, is this is not just for the United States. We definitely want to normalize breastfeeding here, and especially in Idaho.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to know that there's a petition going around for Idaho moms, because they do not have breastfeeding rights in Idaho. They can actually be called. They can call the cops and get them removed from a location because they're breastfeeding in public. And so definitely Idaho moms, they need the support. But worldwide, there are issues happening everywhere. I was in contact with a lady from South Africa just the other day, and she said, you need to come here because we need help. Like, they've started their own initiative there, also calling it normalizing breastfeeding there in South Africa. And I think that it's amazing, you know, but they said they're having a lot of issues with breastfeeding in public. And so this is a worldwide issue, and it's not a women's rights issue. It's a human issue, a human rights issue. I've been telling everybody that these last couple of weeks, you know, you're feeding also breastfeeding a baby boy. So this is not just about women. This is about humans needing to be fed human milk. And having the right to do so whenever they are hungry. I mean, that shouldn't be an issue in the first place, you know?
I think one of the things that makes like a lot of sense is when people finally realize what is actually in breast milk. It's friggin' amazing. My God.
Amazing.
Well, thank you for starting this education train, Vanessa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, something that I really want people to remember is that breast milk is not, I don't want to say it's not a benefit, because it is, but we've been joining this conversation that was started by formula companies, which is breast milk is a benefit. It's not a benefit. Breast milk is. And that means that it is the best source of birth food for your baby, no matter what, hands down. And you can get it by nursing. You can give it by pumping. You can also request donor milk. And not to say that I never will shame a formula feeding mom, because I also was there. I've supplemented with formula. But what I will say is I will encourage these moms to choose donor milk first. And try donor milk first to provide that for your baby. Because it is the best, hands down, and breast milk is. That's my new thing. It's not a benefit. It is.
Yes,
you know, that's the end of the story. Period.
Yep, exactly.
You know? So definitely I'm excited about that.
Yeah, because there are so many options. I was actually a donor milk recipient for my son, and fed him via SNS until he was 18 months old. So, you know, I didn't know that, though. I didn't know that was an option until somebody told me. So that's another thing that I love this day, because we're not only normalizing breastfeeding, but we're normalizing the options.
The option, exactly.
The option. We're normalizing breast milk.
Breast milk, exactly.
Yes.
And that's the reason that on the shirt and on the meme it says breast milk. We're to provide and nourish our baby with breast milk, because you might not be able to give the breast, and that's just fine. You can pump your milk, or you can request donor milk, and your baby's going to be all good.
Hey, Em,
yes.
we are going to be gone. We're going to get lost in just a few minutes here. We've already lost video. So I'm going to take this moment to say thank you, Vanessa, for putting this together today and for having us here.
Definitely.
And like the power.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so glad that you guys were able to do this podcast today. I really, really appreciate it. Definitely.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to hang out here for a little bit longer with her, Em, and then I'll talk to you later. Thank you, everyone who's joined us.
Thank you, guys.
In the two-dimensional world, and maybe we'll run into you in 3D.
Awesome.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We actually have the video. Erin is oh, there we go. You're back.
Okay.
We are.
A few more seconds.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, it was going in and out, but I guess we're gonna lose you here soon, I guess. But yay! International Day to Normalize Breastfeeding. The hashtag is ID. International Day 2 IDT NBF.
Yes. And you can use Normalize Breastfeeding, or you can use Normalize BFING to follow this specific campaign.
Okay, awesome. I made a little custom.
There you are.
So there we go. IDT NBF.
Yay.
Normalize Breastfeeding.org.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Thank you.
This is. Thank you.
Let me just give a shout really quick. We're doing a Twitter chat at 7:00. The Twitter chat's going to be about the WHO code, discussing what it is and what it's not. This is all about breast milk substitutes, and people don't know that the U.S. is the only place that's really not enforcing the WHO code. So we need to talk about why our mamas are being exposed to milk substitutes while they're in the first days of delivery.
Right.
We're going to talk about that on Twitter tonight.
Awesome.
All right.
7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right.
Yes.
Awesome.
Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Mama. There she goes. All right, you guys. So, do your posts, post your selfies, your breastfeeding selfies, no matter what they say out there. Who gives a crap? That's what I say. Hashtag IDT NBF, and Vanessa Simmons has just taken this on, like we talked about on live the other day, normalizingbreastfeeding.org. She is the force behind this, just knowing that she needed to get the word out there and educate. And what she wanted to do is just make breastfeeding a normal thing, make breast milk a normal thing. And we are behind you on that, Mama. And hopefully people that are watching this video can get the education that we just got. I always learn something. The Breastfeeding Coalition is so cool that we got to interview the president and know that physicians do have a way to get the education of breast milk and breastfeeding for the babies and mamas that are coming in. And this is going to be a big day in history. This is just the first year that this is happening to normalize breastfeeding, the International Day to Normalize Breastfeeding, 2015. And I'm going to sign off here. And hopefully if you're not watching us live and you're watching us later, hopefully you've enjoyed a video. If you have, or if you have a comment, please feel free to leave us a comment. Mama Tribe Network on YouTube, Mama Tribe Network on Facebook, Mama Tribe Network on Google+. And my name's MJ, and you were watching OG there on scene at the event, and hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you at another Mama Tribe Presents, I'm sure sometime soon. And check out our podcasts. OG has Mama Talks, and I have All Things Crunchy, and we are doing our Mama Tribe After Dark with those podcasts. So check us out more on that. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this and you are having a great day if you're out there supporting mamas for this day. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.